Water, the essential ingredient for life. But here in the northeast of Brazil, water shortages are a chronic problem. With 22 million people, it's the most densely populated semi-arid region in the world. And it has the highest concentration of rural poverty in all of Latin America. Across the region, communities have lost hope of earning a living from the land. Low erratic rainfall and cyclic droughts have made farming difficult. For generations, farmers have resorted to excessive use of chemicals and slash-and-burn agriculture. The result is soil depleted of nutrients, eroded land, and a damaged ecosystem. Until a few years ago, Juan Gomes was one of those farmers. He cleared the land through burning and used chemical fertilizers. Gradually, the soil became less productive until it reached a crisis point.
We got together in the community. We were all concerned about the health of our families. There was a lot of malnutrition and a lot of pollution, and we knew we couldn't survive here.
This small community turned to a local project for help. This project works with 15,000 families in the northeast region, looking for sustainable solutions. Supported by IFAD, the UN agency dealing with rural poverty alleviation, it promotes agroecology, using no chemicals and no burning. With no natural water resources here, the project advisors suggested a whole new approach to farming. Juan agreed to try out bush management techniques to rehabilitate the natural ecosystem. He created ground cover, removed invasive species, and replanted native trees.
Here we are dealing with customs that go from father to son over generations. If you explain that they can produce without burning, just to preserve the environment, some will do it. But when you show in doing this that they can also make a profit, it becomes much easier.
And this community certainly profits. Trees now attract bees, resulting in a successful honey business. And the offcuts from the trees feed the goats. There used to be only 5 goats per family. Now there are 75. Instead of buying milk, the people here now sell the excess. From the initial 1-hectare trial area, this community is now managing 120 hectares.
If it wasn't for this work, I believe we wouldn't be surviving on the land now.
In another community nearby, the battle to earn a living from this arid land continues. In desperation, many people here cut down trees to burn for charcoal. In fact, this area has the 5th highest rate of deforestation in the country. Nelson de Silva Madeiros was involved with charcoal production since he was a child.
The only thing we worried about was the charcoal coming to an end and how we would survive. There was no hope.
The effect of generations of charcoal production on the environment has been devastating. The project advisors had to help this community find a more sustainable way to earn a living. Accessing water was key. By digging 120 meters down, they discovered groundwater, which now gives the community 12,000 liters of water per hour. This dry, barren area has been turned into a green oasis. The 27 families here now sell the produce they grow, and none of them are involved with charcoal production anymore.
We also see that people's self-esteem has grown. They see they have real importance because they can produce food, and they do this in a way that respects their environment.
The Dos Santos family is a good example of this. Living just 60 kilometers away from Nelson and Antonia, they had a completely different problem. They battled to grow any food near their house. The soil was too toxic because every day 1,000 liters of grey water from washing and sewage ran outside.
Before this project arrived, I even thought of leaving the area in search of extra income.
The project team knew this land could become productive, so they designed and built this biowater system, which Ulysses agreed to test out. It filters and cleans the water so it can be safely reused. Now the filtered water irrigates this newly built vegetable garden. The vegetables have been tested, and they are free of toxins.
The water that was jeopardizing our health before is now improving our health.
And now Ulysses sells his surplus at the market, so he no longer considers leaving the area to find work. And with this success, project staff plan to install the biowater system in 1 million homes across the region. Back in Iropuan's community, the team's been monitoring the changes. They've recorded a temperature drop of up to 7 degrees since the project started, and birds and animals have returned.
We need the land, and the land needs us. For us to live well, we need to give the land its comfort.
And living with the land is the only way to ensure there will be enough food to feed the population of the future.